Hey, Uncle Mark in the mothership. 3-string cigar box guitar, fretless. Yeah, but I do have fret markers, so that gives me an idea of where to go. And this is kind of a companion video to Preacher Blues. I did it a long time ago, and I did it on a fretted instrument, but still used the slide, you know. And so what I wanted to do with this lesson, I just posted a video of how I play Preacher Blues on the fretless, and I wanted to do this lesson and show you the 3 techniques that I use during this thing. And then what I wanted to do was show you how I go about thinking about what I want to incorporate in this tune and how I go about that process. Kind of like I'm musing on the process of how I make this song up and where that led me here. So let me play a lyric of this and some religion. I'm gonna join that Baptist church. I'm gonna get some religion. I'm gonna join that Baptist church. I'm gonna be a preacher man, so I don't have to worry. So that's how I did that, and I did it with 4 lyrics. And then I'll show you the little jam thing I did is really about nothing, but you know, I just wanted to show you these couple of techniques that I use. And what do we got going on? G, D, G, 42, 34, 24. Those are my gauges. They're the same gauges, the same wound guitar strings that I use on all my 3-string instruments. The shovel, the fretted, all of them. I use the same gauges, same wound. It just makes it easier for me to go back and forth between instruments. They all feel the same. The notes sound the same. You know, maybe the pickup is different, but they kind of sound the same and they feel the same. For me, that's important. You know, stability throughout my guitars. I'm playing through a Roland Mini Cube, and I'll show you those settings at the end of the video. I'm right here on battery power, so it's really quite nice to have that battery power. So this guitar is tuned in open G. At that first marker, G sharp, A, B flat. Now whether you call this B flat or A sharp doesn't matter to me. It may matter to you. Sharps like to live together and flats like to live together, and sharps and flats do not like to live together. So that's the thing. If you're going to have a D sharp, then you're going to have, this is going to be an A sharp. If you are going to have an E flat, this is going to be a B flat. That's kind of the general rule. You theory buffs out there can tell me all different ways of thinking of it, but that's my silly interpretation, and I always thought of this as a B flat. Always. So I default that way. So I'm sorry if that is a bother. So B flat, and we're going to use this in this song. The other note we're going to use, the other chord is D. So B flat, B, C, C sharp, and D. Okay? And to go up the scale to get to the 12th fret and that really wow thing that's really cool is D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and G. And in my little jam, I just go from F to G and play this little chord game up here. And I'll show you what I mean by a chord game. So that'll come a little bit later. So also, I take this F note and I actually put my finger down on it. So I'm aiming for that exact spot right there and use that note. So I come up with my slide to the B flat and then come to that note, that F, and let go. And that's really the thing. So it looks like in slow motion So I'm doing a lot of different things. One, I love this combination. On the fretless or my fretted guitar, I love playing this way. So I'm down on the bass string, up, down, up, down, up. If I inadvertently hit the D string, it doesn't matter. I think of it as sewing. So that's my thinking here, is I'll get this. I just love, it's very crossroadsy, right? So it has that crossroadsy kind of thing in it. And also it sounds kind of like my lesson that I did on fretted for this song. And it's very small little lick, but I like incorporating it. And this is where I get to muse. So sometimes I'll do a, and that's where I started with this, was so I was going back and forth. And so I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to hit that B flat, that gives me a lot of power if I play this slide chord. That's a very powerful chord. And I really like the power of that with the open G, B flat, open G. And I always like coming into my chords. I'm working into it. That way I'm not quite on it. And if I make a mistake, I can hear how it rolls into that chord. So, something I have been practicing for my whole life is being able to go from 0 to 60. That's what I call it in my head. I am going from open to the 12th fret very quickly. There are a million tunes that do this thing. Just millions of them. And so what I wanted to do was incorporate that in that little lick as well. And I had trouble from here getting back down. And I would get confused. So it took me a whole day to navigate that to where and so getting that was a struggle, going this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so what I ended up with was what I really like. This is what I like. I believe in the system of KISS. Keep it simple, silly. So I wanted to keep it simple, but put something in it that just, it made it a little difficult for me to help me down the road. Once I got what I wanted, the general idea, then I had to learn to sing it and play it. And I realized that I really can't do that and sing. So I just decided to do this. Get some religion. I'm gonna join that Baptist church. I'm gonna get some religion. So in my initial video, the video I did for the Larkin Poe lesson, I went to C on that second I'm going to join the Baptist Church part. And I decided in this not to, because I just wanted to keep everything down here. I didn't want to come to C. I knew I had to come to D, but I didn't want to come to C. I wanted to keep everything down here as much as physically possible. Keep everything at this open. And then when I did the gonna be a preacher man, I needed a stop. Stops are really, really good. They suck your audience in because all of a sudden music stops. When music stops and you're a performer, you tend to look or think or what just happened. And they can be overused, but I figured if I did a D to C stop, then I could start the whole thing again. It would be... So that was my thinking there. And that's why I did it that way. That's just the easiest way for me. I added some complexity and then kept it simple, silly. The solo, I kept it really simple. I just went up to here on the 12th fret. And I just went from F to G and F to G, back and forth. I believe solos are way overdone. I had a gal sitting in here, and a friend of the wife sitting, and she was listening to what I was doing, and she goes, "Do more of that beat stuff. I don't need any notes." And I was thinking, you know, yeah, less notes, more rhythm. That was my thinking. So right? So that's all I did in that section, was just go back and forth. And kept the rhythm going, kept the timing going. Go, go, go. No stopping for little things like this. Don't even worry about it. That was my thinking, is to just keep it simple. And so that's what I ended up with, and that's how I ended up with that tune and the way I did that. So I'm hoping that I came across showing you how I was thinking about how I wanted to promote and push out that my interpretation of this fantastic tune. It's by Sunhouse. You should listen to the original. You should listen to everyone else that's done it. It's a fantastic song, and so I just had a good time playing it. And thank you all for receiving it well. I really, really appreciate it. We are an all-donation channel, and I thank you so much for everybody being so generous. We don't take money from Google or YouTube or any other places. It's just you. You built this mothership. You built this. You put me in a position to do what I'm doing now. So thank you so much. PayPal and Square links are below. I really, really appreciate it. And of course, you know, we got t-shirts and all kinds of cool stuff. Check those links out. I wanted to show you, well, now I can't pick it up, my Roland Mini Cube, and so I am on the Brit Combo. My gain is at 12 o'clock. My tone is at 3/4, and I have a little bit of reverb, and that's all there is to that. Thank you so much. Definitely look at the links. I do have a slide workshop on my website for those interested in picking up the little techniques that I use. Some of those I just kind of go over, and they're difficult to see, but thank you so much for everything, and we'll see you again soon.